1.
Welcome to Mafia, the City Lost Heaven. We've had this run at Shots Fired before, but not quite this category. This is a Chaos mod with chat voting. So we'll get started and then we'll, I guess, explain what the mod is. We start out in the options map, because why have an options menu when you can have a playable options map? I'm going to turn on, say, chat voting and maybe turn off some other stuff that we're not gonna need. And I need to do some stuff in the back over here. The polls will run every 45 seconds in chat. As you can see, you may vote with 1, 2 or 3 for whatever effect you want. And when I start run, then the effects will start having an actual effect on the game. I'll be waiting for this one poll to run out so that the polls are not delayed when I play. Chad's mod, now that's a nice idea for a new mod. Alright, so I'm going to see start, and we can, I guess we can start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so what is this game? This game is of course a third-person shooter based in the 1930s and all that. We are a taxi driver who gets dragged into the Mafia, but the more important thing is what this mod is. This mod, called Chaos Mod, wants to... oh, whoa, that's Psyduck. Chaos Mod wants to imitate some Chaos mods that are already present for other games, such as the GTA series. It was originally made... I made the mod first with, I think, 30 or so effects. Right now it has 64. And if you play the mod normally, you'll just have a random effect every 45 seconds. Another member of the Mafia community called Wafu helped me make, or he made a bot that reads Twitch votes so that you can actually play with chat voting enabled. So the part of the mod that's actually in the game is all made by game scripts and all that. So it's not an actual bot that injects into the game. The one that injects into the game is the Twitch bot. Reason for that is because I am not a coder. I don't have any experience in programming or anything. But it's actually fairly easy to work with modding tools for this game, and the scripting language is definitely not hard to learn, although I do have to have Google Translate and translate from Czech all the time. Honk boosting now, that's a nice effect. Did I get affected with the Twitch API update? You'd have to ask Wafu, because I'm not the one who made the Twitch bot. But I don't think anything changed, no. Yeah, the bot that I'm using right now is the same one for the previous update, so I don't think any changes happened. If you want to play this game, then, well, you can find it on Steam and GOG, or find a retail copy on like eBay or something. If you want to play this mod, the mod is available on speedrun.com/mafia category extensions.
Hey, could you take me to the church downtown, please?
Okay, okay.
Because you know, these games are so good, they deserve their own category extensions page with stuff like speedrun mod, chaos mod, OHKO, all of that. So the effects happen every 45 seconds. There's supposed to be 64, as I said. I turned one off because of the in-game music. Oh, we're taking a break again. Oh no. Oh no. 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 I missed my turn. Okay. I guess I'll go this way. Oh, that car actually exploded. We blew up a car. You killed a person, chat. You may notice some of the effects can be good, some can be bad. Of course, most are situational. For example, take a break will just stop my controls for 15 seconds. Only cop cars is only spawning cop cars now. So, well, that's particularly problematic in this map, because in this map I cannot be wanted by cops, or I fail. So I'm gonna have to drive under the speed limit, because speeding is an offense. I'm going to have to watch for running red lights and crashing into signs or bins or fire hydrants. Other cop cars. Oh, blind mode with cop cars is also not very nice. That's 10 seconds. Yeah, just stop. Yeah, just like real life. Except in real life they also care if you drive on the sidewalk. In this game they don't, even though there is supposed to be some kind of function where the game checks whether you're driving on a sidewalk. Problem is they don't actually use it for the police manager. So the cops don't care. You may notice they show up as blue on the radar. So in particular, when I look backwards while... oh god. When I look backwards while driving, it's because traffic tends to spawn in the direction I'm looking. So if I'm looking backwards, less traffic will spawn in front of me. Speed camera essentially changes the camera FOV based on my current speed. Only works in cars, of course. There is a minimum and maximum FOV, of course.
Oh, you got a license?
But it does get pretty quaky.
Here it is. Drop me off in front of the entrance.
There's supposed to be music playing in the game. That's removed from... look at all those chickens. That's removed from the Steam and GOG versions. Technically I have the retail, so I would have the music. But I took it off because we're in a marathon. So I put in the files from GOG. These chickens are programmed to do a walking animation whenever I'm moving and an idle animation whenever I'm standing, which is nice. Also, as an added bonus, the chicken effect will absorb 50% of damage taken, which probably won't have much of an effect very often. Quick braking means I can stop instantly, which gets very annoying when I'm trying to brake but not stop. As a side effect, it repairs my car just because of how the effect is implemented. Some of these effects can be abused, and having made the mod, I of course know how to abuse each and every one of them. But yeah, of course, there's plenty of stuff that I cannot do. For example, if I get an effect that will just lose me a bunch of time, there's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna have to reset the checkpoint or something like that. Most effects will last 90 seconds. Some of them... ooh, honk boosting. Honk boosting is dangerous on this map because of the cops and also because of that's quick braking. Because of the cops and also because of speed limit kind of thing, where if I go over 120 and the passengers are complaining, then I fail. Yeah, the music, you can restore the music, you can find the files online.
Here's the money. Goodbye.
For Steam and GOG.
Good day. Could you take me to
Alright, let's hunt post a bit.
Sure thing. Get in.
See you. This way. Oh, Ghost Rider is an effect that I really don't want to have here, because that means my car will explode in 90 seconds. So I have to reload the checkpoint. There's no way around it because I need a taxi.
Good day. Could you take me to Hoboken, the Pompeii bar?
Sure thing.
I still have on posting for a bit. For like 45 seconds-ish. Honk posting is also able to let your car fly, with disastrous effects most of the time, because you're not able to control your car when it flies. It's an it's an unintended side effect, but it is pretty fun to use. So Drunk Tommy, it just makes the camera swing back and forth, and it also swings sideways, but it doesn't work in cars, only on foot. Oh, by the way, if you see in the post the suicide effect, there's actually two of them. One is real and one is fake. So when you vote for suicide, you don't know which one you're gonna get. If there is a tie in the polls, then the lower number is picked. So if number 2 and number 3 both have the same amount of votes, then it picks number 2. If there's no... Oh, wow, you teleported me right to the destination, thank you.
There you go. Keep the change.
If there's no votes, then the first effect is picked.
I need to get to the department store car lot in Little Italy. Can you take me there?
No problem. Get in.
Go across the Giuliano Bridge and then through the tunnel. It's the shortest way.
Let's see, we should almost be done with the drunk effect.
You nearly got us killed. Ouch. What are you doing?
I apologize.
Let's see what's next. Okay. That one can be sneaky sometimes.
I said over the Giuliano Bridge.
Don't you know which one that is? Alright, what do we have next?
Shouldn't you slow down a little?
Slow down a little. This passenger here is probably the most annoying character in the whole game. This is an issue. I would have to go reverse the whole way. I'm not going to do that.
Keep the change.
Brake current car sets the car speed to 1, which means any crash will break it and make it explode. And it also makes it so that the engine doesn't work going forwards.
Go across the Giuliano Bridge and then through the tunnel. It's the shortest way. You nearly got us killed. Oh! I nearly broke my jaw.
Some of these effects,
Got us killed.
well, the first, that's a fake. You got debated. The first effects that were put into the mod I took from,
I said over the Giuliano
well, I looked at the GTA San Andreas Chaos mod effects list, and I tried to think about, well, which ones of these can we, or can I make in this game with the scripted language. And so I came up with a few, and then of course some were from suggestions from people, there is a suggestions form, although I'm probably unable to link it right now. Oh, Mini... Oh, God. Mini Tommy also makes the car, Mini.
What are you doing?
I'm kinda stuck here. This is an issue. Of course, Mini car also completely breaks the car physics. They're still drivable, usually. But if you get stuck like this, then it's a problem. I would have to wait 90 seconds here. Which, to be honest, I might. For it to run out. Because it probably takes me more than 90 to come back here. Oh god. First person camera, but I'm not in a good place for first person camera. Also, first person camera works in cars, kinda, but it just kinda breaks. That's the only big issue that I'm having, really. Is first person camera works in a car, but it just lags behind. And it drives me crazy because the effect is supposed to work, it just doesn't. So I put in a kind of a temporary fix on the user side, where you just press a button to cancel it. Okay, we can go now. The car is no longer small. I have to be careful not to run over pedestrians in this particular mission, because that will also fail the game, once again. Not so fair conditions here. The timer on the top right is a fair condition, being wanted by cops, doing too much damage to your passenger. Ooh, weather gang. Snowy weather kinda tanks frame rate, but
I nearly broke my jaw.
it's nice to see.
Shouldn't you slow
Oh
down
god.
a little?
Okay. Just fit between the pedestrians.
Shouldn't you slow down a little?
Slow down.
Slow down a little.
The guy almost turned into me.
Shouldn't you slow down a little?
And if you're wondering where the shots fired at, they're coming later. Right now we're still a taxi driver, we're not in the Mafia yet. But we're about to have shots fired at us in a couple of seconds.
This should cover it. Keep the change.
Also, effects... Oh, yeah, let's take a break. Effects will not carry over to maps. So whenever there's a map change, all effects currently active are just lost.
I need a coffee break.
We're being shot at.
It was clear to me that I had to get out of there fast. I couldn't handle that animal on my own. I said to myself,
We're being
that
hit.
now was probably the right moment for Mr. Salieri to show his gratitude. Salieri's bar was just
Enemy
down the
aim
street.
is completely random.
A lot nicer than a baseball bat to my head.
What happens is each enemy has a shooting stat between 0 and 1, and this stat determines the width of a cone in which each shot lands randomly. So with a shooting stat of 1, the shots will be pinpoint accurate every time. With a shooting stat less than 1, the shots will just go more and more spread out. So here we're not supposed to go this way because it's a dead end, but nothing is a dead end as long as you can clip the walls. This is one of the forms of clipping that we have. It's done by... oh god. Okay, that didn't do a lot of damage. That form of clipping is done by playing some kind of animation after rolling through a wall, or after rolling into a wall. And the idea for that one is the animation where Tommy puts his fists down after a punch. But usually we'll do it by swapping weapons or something like that. If you do it at the correct angle, then you'll clip to the wall, as long as the wall is thin enough. There are other ways to clip the walls. One is getting another mini Tommy, okay? One wall clip is done by exiting a four-door car close enough to a wall, but not so close that you exit on the other side. So the exit animation will clip you through the wall. Another way is to get teleported by being on the roof of a coupe car, a car with a soft roof. If the car is parked right, then that will teleport Tommy beyond the wall. Another way is to be pushed by the bumper of a car. That kind of teleports you. Okay. Inside Out, this effect is cursed because it turns Tommy literally inside out. I'm going to blow up my car there, and hopefully that's close enough to the trigger. It triggers an Easter egg. It triggers an Easter egg where it spawns a nice fast car, and apparently that was not close enough to the trigger. Oh god. Don't kill Polly. Thank you. That's Ring of Fire. It just makes some explosions which are very short range. So if I'm in a car, they usually won't hit my car. And also, they do not that much damage. Explosions can be made to do more or less damage, and can be made to have larger or smaller radius. So in some of the explosions that we have in the mod are very, very powerful. For example, if I have a nearest car explodes while in a car, that will make an explosion which will usually just make my car jump into the air. Same strength and radius as a grenade, while these are very low radius. Ow! Can't? Come back here. Yeah, whatever. I can only steal a car that I know how to steal, and the only ones that I know how to steal are those smaller ones at this point. And having only cop cars means that those won't be spawning anymore, by the way. Do I have to go on foot? Oh no. We actually have to go on foot now, because I cannot steal the cop cars. And that one is not stopping. Well, 90 seconds on the cop cars. There are some pros and cons to... let me talk about this character model of this guy right here. Apparently he's a woman now. Sometimes cops will spawn with this character model, sometimes even gangsters will spawn with that character model for some reason. I'm not sure why. Must be bugged or something. We call them undercover cops when they spawn as cops. Actually, these pedestrians are actually as shorter than normal actors for some reason. Oh, thanks a lot. I actually very much appreciate that. The tank is pretty slow, but it's better than going on foot, of course. The tank has this cannon on the top, but it's just for show. It doesn't actually fire. Sadly. Here's the Easter egg car that I was talking about. Car loses collisions. Unfortunately, that only works in whatever car I'm in at the start of the effect. So it's not gonna work now. But what that does is, well, I still have collisions with the ground, the walls, and poles. But I lose collisions with other cars and with props, stuff like that. And with actors as well. With trams. The way that some of these effects work is quite... Oh no! Stop, come back! At least I was steering when that happened, so the car is not that far away. The way that some of these effects work is kinda creative. For example, any effects that spawn an NPC or a car work with the same mechanic that spawns what's called difference data in cutscenes, where cutscenes will spawn stuff that's for the cutscene. They use that to spawn cars. Nearsighted, I can only see within 20 meters. There's also farsighted when I can only see past 20 meters. Here. Okay. That guy there is actually only 1 HP, and unless he sees you, then he gets like 100. So here I'm gonna push these cars together. And then I had 2 Molotov cocktails. One I used to blow up my car earlier, the other one I can use to blow up these cars. I'm supposed to be smashing them with a bat or something. Car loses collision. I wonder if I was in the car when that happened. Because you have to have completed the animation to enter. So normally you have to smash those cars with a bat or something and you have some Molotov cocktails. Okay, yes, I don't have collision. Good. But if we blow up the cars, it's of course good enough. My draw distance is now much higher than it's supposed to be. That's just a side effect of nearsighted and farsighted. That's because each... Oh, phones, this makes my car faster and makes me run faster as well. Because each map is supposed to have its own draw distance, and originally when I first made the nearsighted and farsighted effects, I went into all the maps and I set I manually set all the draw distances, but that gets tiring, especially when you have to do updates. So I just put in the maximum of like, I don't know, 2000 or something. That sidewalk almost flipped me. That would have made me go all the way back. I need to stop. It's hard to stop a car when it... Oh! No, no, come on! It's faster to do this. This is, by the way, the estimate is 4 hours. That is, of course, going to be heavily dependent on effects and stuff. A normal any percent of this game at a marathon will probably take 2 hours 50 to 3 hours. With Chaos Mod, some stuff you can do faster, some stuff you can do slower. For example, you may teleport me straight to my destination, or you may make me reload a very long checkpoint. So it's all about what happens with the effects. Yeah, at least it wasn't Okill. Well, Okill is not doesn't exist on this map, so I will just fall out of bounds. That happens whenever you teleport to a neighborhood that doesn't exist on the map. A side effect of the long draw distance, by the way, is the textures flickering more than usual. Oh, that's far-sighted. Kind of off-putting if you're not used to it, and or if you have to do some kind of precise movements. It may come as a surprise that the buildings are all empty inside. I know we expected them to be all full. Right, now I have to find the door. I think it's over here. Somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Alright, next mission. Oh god, okay. When I say zoom in, I mean it.
Hey, Ralphie. Me and the boys have got a job to do, and I need some wheels.
And hey, Tommy, I got this here, baby. It has about 40 horsepower and goes almost 60 miles an hour.
I might have an issue, because if that ends during a dialogue where the camera is locked, then the zoom will not be undone.
Hey, Vincenzo.
And I think that's gonna happen here. So I'll have to keep the zoom until I exit this map. Or I can just get teleported out of bounds and have to restart anyway.
Hey, Ralphie. Me and the boys have got a job to do, and I need some wheels.
And hey, Tommy, I got this here, baby. It has about 40 horsepower and goes almost 60 miles an hour.
Don't you know which one that is? Yep.
Hey, Vincenzo. I need some kind of gun.
Hey, Tom, I think this would do the trick.
I love you, man.
It should work.
There are some apt sound effects for some of the effects. Oh, you can see the camera swing here, left and right. It only works on one axis though.
Ain't nothing swanky, but it's a good enough drive. You get into it easy. You just take this little baby and stick it in here. Pry it a little, and when it clicks, you got it. It's a piece of cake.
Thanks, Ralphie.
Unfortunately, we cannot go with the faster car here. We have to take this one because it's a 4-seater, and we need to bring those two guys along. The tanks are also not 4-seaters. Even though they look like it, they're 1-seaters. And those are gonna stay in my garage for the whole game, I guess, now. The one coming up is one of the longer checkpoints in the game. Or one of the longer maps without checkpoints. So I dread how many times I'll have to do this one, especially since it's a long drive with a couple of waits in between and a slow car. The camera made you queasy? Yep. That's That's actually an effect that's taken from the game itself. In the Mission 14 in the boat map. If you take a drink 3 times, then you get that camera swing back and forth, and more camera swing left and right than normal. Some of these effects are actually straight up taken from the game. I pass on the sidewalk there so the cops don't see me take the red light, but apparently that doesn't matter if my car is gonna explode. Actually, I guess I didn't have to reload there. I could have exited the car and stolen another one later. Yeah, some of these effects are taken from the game. Some of them are taken from Freeride Extreme. For example, minimum speed limit is taken from there. The speed camera is taken from there. Nitroglycerin in the car is taken from there. There was an effect called Gas Guzzler, which would consume your fuel. It's not in the mod anymore. I don't remember why I took it out, but I took it out. Oh, actually, I remember why I took it out, because you could easily cheat it. There's an issue where... there's a cocker here. Another cop car. This is gonna be a mess. Ow. Take some ammo. I would like to get over the bridge, maybe? Where's someone poly? Okay. I need to find a folder once again, but I would like to find one on this side of the bridge, because it broke my car. The cars are not spawning because I guess the cars behind me are already hitting the traffic limit, but as I go further they should despawn, and more should spawn. That one is a folder, but I can't reach it. That one is a photo. Polygon over, yeah. Choose a teleport. Ooh. This is very good if I can make use of it, but I need to make it in time. Essentially, I have the ability to choose one of the teleport waypoints now, but only for like the 90 seconds that the effect lasts. So if Polly can do his thing quickly here, then I can teleport to the place that I need, which is this one. Heal up, thank you. Is Polly gonna make it in time? It should come out soon. Okay, get in the car, thank you. And we teleport. Oh, what? Okay. Oh no! No, 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 no. Oh, this is an issue because Sam is gonna die now. Sam, please, get out of the car. No. Sam. Ah. Guess back we go. Yeah, this checkpoint is gonna be painful. spinning Tommy, quite self-explanatory. It's a Kogas. It works better in cars than it does on foot. For some reason on foot it breaks all the time. Compass disappears. Oh no! Now I don't know where I'm going. Let's see. Next mission is Fair Play. If we ever reach it. We have a very recent skip in Fairplay on the race, which actually saves, how much does it save? Like, what, 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half? Something like that? Oh, phones, let's phones. Oh god. Oh, that gets rid of the fencing. Some faulty driving. No. I don't want to go that way, I want to go this way. We're taking a shortcut here, which we've seen before in Running Man. Right to here. Oh, quick save. That is very welcome. The quick save cannot be loaded manually, but it can be loaded if I fail the mission, like if I die or something. Alright, this way to here should be faster than the other one. Well, I guess we can take a break. Taking a break also stops all actors, so it will stop all enemies. So in particular, Polly shouldn't have taken this long probably, but he took a break as well. Ow. Well, my car is like completely shagged now. I would like to find a new one. It's not gonna explode, but it's gonna be incredibly slow. Let me get out of the way of the tram, maybe. Before it runs over Sam and Polly. Come on, get in. Get in. Go. Pathfinding. Okay. Bolted traffic. So only bolt aces spawn. In particular, that also means no cop cars. My car should be fine from that. Right, so here we get to the countryside. We see some of it. We're not gonna see a lot of the countryside, but in freeride you can like explore it. It's a bunch of countryside roads, plus with some music that you don't hear in the city. When you have the rainy weather effect, or even the snowy weather effect, the pedestrians will spawn with umbrellas, which is nice. That's just hard-coded into the game. Only cop cars? Well, joke's on you, I'm on the other map already. So here there's supposed to be a shootout. We're firing some shots. I'm gonna fire some shots at the window. And kill the final boss of this mission as well as Polly, because why not? Alright, next mission, fair play. More driving in this one. So how that last mission was supposed to go is I'm supposed to like climb into the back of the motel and then kill a bunch of people and rescue one of my friends. Maybe take a break. And then there's supposed to be a car chase at the end. All of that gets skipped because the guy whose car is supposed to chase is already loaded in that room. And I can just kill him. And the trigger is active anyway. This is the longest unskippable dialogue in the whole game. And you made it even longer by taking a break. Quick braking. Is this gonna? Oh yeah. By the way, I took a break, so I guess my controls are unlocked now. Oh, get out. Okay. If I stay in the car when the dialogue ends, I risk dying for some reason. This is not actually faster, by the way, because I have to wait for him anyway. But I guess I'm here quicker. I'm not sure I like his pathfinding, and I'm not sure I like having a tank right next to where I'm going here. Oh no. God damn it. So I trigger this dialogue with the car. If I time it right, I'm also able to like start going forward while my controls are not locked yet. Didn't get it here, but then I would be closer to the gate. Have guns? Not like I'm gonna need them in this mission. Please move. Come on. Come on. You can do it. We'll get there eventually. Almost there. I'm kinda like stuck on the tank, and the tank is a very high weight. So it's almost immovable. Oh, there we go. Broken gearbox. I'm changing map anyway. Tommy is kinda turned around in the car as a side effect of triggering the dialogue while in the car. That you shouldn't drive like this in real life. Honking the horn when going over 60 means that the cars in front of me will move out of the way. I'll take this teleport. By the way, about that shooting stat that I mentioned earlier. In this mission, Tommy has a very low shooting stat, so you can see the shots kinda go all over the place. They go randomly in that cone that I talked about. That's because we're not supposed to have guns here. I think my shooting stat is like 0.8 or something, or 0.7, something like that. Seminsara, yeah, Seminsara, and I think there's some other place too, but I don't remember.
Okay, we're here, buddy. Come on, we haven't got a lot of time.
See you. Oh god. I guess, okay, I guess I'm here during the cutscene, sure. This is actually quite helpful. Because now my controls are unlocked. I guess I'll take the Juliana Bridge.
I'll take care of it in a half hour.
Yeah, so we get to save now. Also, don't drive like this. Once again, I'm like this because I triggered the dialogue while in the car. Oh no, that's a problem. That's a problem. Please. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Nope, we caused too much damage to the car. But we have the save right here. Due to a fortunate teleport. Yeah, unfortunately we're not standing up in the car anymore. That gets broken when you load the checkpoint. Oh god, this is still broken. Sucks because it's such a nice thing. I'll have to figure out how to fix it. Kinda not sure how. Here I reload this checkpoint to manipulate RNG on one of the drawbridges. Because if I reload the checkpoint, I know for sure that the bridge will not be up by the time I get there. You know, with normal timings. Of course, if I have a mini car and I have to drive slower, I guess I'm not necessarily 100% sure anymore. Minicar has a tendency to flip. There's also a bug with minicar and maxicar where if you go to like the first person car camera while in one of these, then it will permanently break the draw distance and size of particle effects until you restart the whole game. So I definitely have to watch not to do that, because it will also make textures go in and out, and it will just be ugly. And that's unfortunately something that I cannot fix in the mod, because it's just a problem with the game. Of course, the game doesn't expect you to be in a car that's not the correct size usually, because all cars normally in the game have a scale of 1:1:1. This car also has a horn. There's no sound for it, but you can honk over 60 and the cars will move out of the way. That works for any car, even if it doesn't have... Ooh, nice. Even if it doesn't have a horn sound. So, Spawnano prototype. Prototypes are the cars that you get as rewards in Freeride Extreme. Most of them are fast. The Easter egg car that I already have is one of them. But a lot of them are faster than that, so I will take the one that just spawned. Infinite alt, very self-explanatory. It doesn't save me from insta-kills,
Thanks, Bobby.
but it saves me from all other damage.
Fastest car in the world.
Sure is. We're lucky you managed it. I bet on the Don's car too.
It seems everybody did.
I bet on it. So did almost everybody in my neighborhood.
I figure the driver's pretty important too.
Sure. Well, I won't keep you. Good night.
Take care, Bobby. Thanks for the help.
Alright. I turned the engine on earlier, so it's already on. Otherwise I'd have to sit through the sound of turning it on. Nearest actor explodes. That might have been Bobby. This also has a 100-meter limit. So if there's no actors being a person that's not just a random pedestrian or a random traffic driver. I'll go and take that black dragon that spawned. Well, I wanted to shoot it to get it down, but it wants to make it fall to... that's fake.
You gotcha baited.
I shoot it to get it down on the ground, but because of my low shooting start, of course, I missed twice. Ow. Right, so this car is faster than the one I had, so I'll take it. it doesn't turn quite as well at all. Real taxi. Why, you've never seen this taxi? Yeah, some of the prototypes just have a taxi sign on them, and you can use them as taxis in freeride. Nitroglycerin in the car means if I crush it all, then it will explode. So I need to be a bit careful. For example, normally I would crash into that pole to stop now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna stop. Coming up is the race. I'll go ahead and take my new Black Dragon here. Some shots being fired, but we'll change them up. We're leaving them right over there where they are. If you kill those guys, you can take the guns. But of course I don't need them right now. If we're just gonna race, we're not gonna shoot anyone in this mission. That's for later. Ow. Oh boy, speed camera with the faster cars. That's what happens. You just get to the maximum FOV that I have. There is actually some maximum that the scripts allow. I don't remember what it is though. So I hope you have a headache from that. Do I have to go on foot? I guess. Am I able to do this? Oh, the car flipped. Hold on. Ah! It couldn't start fast enough there. Okay, I'll take this. It's slower, but I guess at least it starts fast enough that they don't take me out. Okay. See you. Thanks for the car. Okay, they didn't see me. Right, now comes the new race skip, found only, well, a month ago or so. You may notice my best lap time is 4 seconds, and that is, I'm pretty sure that is a legit time that I got. Of course, this is a map where a lap normally would take like a minute and a half, or a minute 20. Nearest actor explode. The drivers in these cars are not actually actors, they're fake. So that didn't work. So for the new escape, we used to go down that path on the left, but now we go like over here. I don't know the exact points to do all this, but we go up here, we turn around, we get back on the road. That guy is just flipping. That guy has flipped. And now I come over here. This counts as a lap. You can see the lap time. I come up here and go back. That's a lap. And go back. Not a lap. I didn't go back enough. That's a lap. So 5 laps, very easy like this. Ah, that's a lap. This is how you do races in real life. And that's a lap. I don't know why that works. The race is the race works completely differently from everything else in the game, really. So even though we know how to look at mission scripts and what's going on with every mission, the race is somewhat of a mystery. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on when we do that. We're probably just tricking the game into thinking we're going all the way around or something. But I don't know for sure. We're also getting the lap times, but not the checkpoints in between. No police, that means I am deleted from the police manager, which means no new cops will join the chase, like these guys right here. And some effects actually break from not being on the police manager. For example, peds explode when run over requires the police manager. Explosive punches also does. I need these cops to lose me so I can trigger this. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, right, with no police, they are not on me. I can just run over the cop and he doesn't care because no police. Ah, please. Ooh, car loses collisions, okay. So I'll go down the wrong way here. Never do this in real life. Pass through the cops, yeah. Ah. Okay. I still have collisions with walls, and that's a wall. Where are the cops?
I wasn't in the mood to chase after a car that day. Maybe I'd get one some other day.
Alright, Sasuke pipe. Let's go. So here, Sarah is a bit shorter than me, so I'm able to push her by jumping into her. Pushing works if we are high enough above another actor that's walking, or not even walking necessarily. So when you're going downhill or when you're taller than another actor, it's very easy to get these pushes. When you're going uphill, it's practically impossible. Oh god. You just killed Sarah. Shame on you. Here I need to bring it close enough to a trigger, and then I can just leave it there, because why not? Okay, I'll take a break. When taking a break, animations are maintained. Okay, so now I go over here, she gets teleported to me. Now I'm going to punch the air 3 times, because I really don't like the air. And she can stay there with those hooligans. It's fine, she can probably fend for herself, maybe, I guess, I don't know. I'm just gonna run to her apartment. I'm scared, those guys look pretty tough. I need to look for when my head turns, and then count 2 seconds from when it stops turning. After 2 seconds and change, there will be a fail, so I need to be turned that way again before that happens. And I can skip, that way I'm skipping the mission fail check. This is something that I found by just looking at the scripts and figuring out how stuff works. And I can do that, I think, like 5 or 6 times, and then there's a fail anyway. But it's plenty to get to the end trigger.
Wow, I can't believe it. Is this really his? Well, I'll tell you the truth, it ain't. But if you're smart,
This all looks normal.
it's certainly in my direction. Need some heaters too. Never know. My words exactly. I've got these quick 1911s. Great automatics. Thanks, Vinny.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up this bucket, because why not? Not sure why you can pick up the bucket there, but you can. There's a UFO above me. Oh god. Black Dragon, where is it? Yeah. Alright, so here we're supposed to wish KO, so I have 1 HP for, what, 30 seconds or so? 30 seconds. Here we're supposed to find the location where the hoodlums from the previous mission hide. And we're supposed to, like, go and beat them up and stuff. And have a shootout and a car chase. I don't feel like beating up a bunch of people and shooting them and car chasing them. So I'm gonna go there, clip through some walls, kill one guy, and pretty much be done with it.
I gotta shake off those cops.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna clip to this.
First thing, I gotta lose these cops.
I need to kill this guy, although it might be hard if I'm big, because the hitbox changes.
It ain't no good.
I killed that guy because he's the driver in the car chase, And if I don't, then I have to do the car chase.
First thing, I gotta lose these cops.
Yeah, we gotta lose the cops, of course. I need to hit the trigger over here. Nice explosions, and now I triggered a shootout over here, but because I have damaged the boss, the car chase starts instantly. But because the guy is dead, he cannot drive the car, and so I can just walk up to him. All of this just works. Fucking Bethesda. It just works. It's fortunate that the guy already exists. It's fortunate that that there's a trigger that I can hit. It's fortunate that I can actually... that's fake.
You got debated.
Got debated. So all of that works out just fine to actually do a skip, a sequence break. A lot of the game you cannot sequence break because the triggers are just not active. But some missions like that we can. Which mission am I in? The whore, yeah, right. So we're going to a hotel that we're supposed to like blow up and kill some people and all that. I'll take the drawbridge. It's random chance whether it's up or not. I'll take the chance. As far as I know, it should be about 2 in 3 that it's not up. Something like that. It's not up. Oh, that's quite helpful. Oh, the cop car did not see this. Nice. I'm gonna reload this checkpoint to do this nice walk over here. For some reason this checkpoint breaks the running animation. As long as you keep holding W. So I'm supposed to blow up the manager's office, kill the manager, and kill a woman that works here. I'm going to instead clip through this wall, fly in the air with an infinite jumping glitch, and go on these rooftops where we're supposed to be after doing all of that. And this is another case where we're able to sequence break because the exit trigger for this map, which is you're supposed to hit after the rooftop chase part thing with the cops, is already active. Quite unusual. So, of course, we make use of it by just going to it. And there's a trick here called parkour, if I can get it. Let's see. I can like jump up here, but no, I didn't get it. We would go on that roof and take a bit of a shorter route. Saves like a few seconds. Oh, yeah, we're a good man, but we're about to get into the first actual big shootout of the game. Which is why it's fortunate that we have guns. Makes this much easier. Enemies do not die in one headshot. Headshots just have more damage. The actual values are well, if you have a leg shot, say that's base 1, then an arm shot will be 0.6 times the damage. A chest shot will be twice the damage, and a headshot will be 3 times the damage. These shotgun guys are doing a lot of damage. The Thompson is best fired by tapping, so it stays nice and accurate. I paused the game while turning on the car because turning on the car, it actually, the time it takes depends on the sound file that it plays. Because the sound still plays while the game is paused, then pausing the game in a way by either pressing the pause button or the inventory will still turn on the car in the same amount of time, and it will also freeze the game time so that say those cops that are chasing me will not be able to get to me as fast. Oh no. I don't want to take a break. The cops are not taking a break. I might be boxed in here. Oh, maybe not. Having cops on you really tanks the frame rate. You can see that especially when you have only cop cars and they start chasing you, and it makes the game tank a lot. Let's see if I'm able to take this car. Ow. Like 12 HP. So this prototype here is called the Mafia. It's nice and fast. Once again, using the inventory to turn on the car without the cop actually being able to reach me. Phones. I'm gonna lose these phones to a car crash. 100%. So phones and slow down a little does change a car's engine power factor, but the engine power factor is also changed during car crashes. So if I crash the car in a way that affects the engine, then it just completely wipes out the effect, because the game sets it back to what it should be. Inside out, okay. By the way, inside out, so the animation plays the wrong way around and I exit on the right instead of the left. Alright, next mission. A trip to the country.
So what have you got for me today, Ralph? Hey, Tom, I have here a new machine for you. It has 65 horsepower, and if you put your foot down, it'll go over 75 miles per hour.
65 horsepower, 75 miles per hour. Home posted. I don't think I need that now.
They put a new lock on it, but it ain't no problem. Hey, watch. Take this car or something older. Whatever you want.
Thanks, Ralphie.
Alright. I cannot trigger that dialogue in a car because then I just die or something. Ugh. Steer. Ow. Thanks a lot. It's probably gonna take less to just reload. Well, don't try to flip the car. Oh no, not the compass. Now how do I know where to go? Let's see, now we're going to the countryside again. We're gonna fire some more shots. This time from shotguns. All the way on the other side of the map? Really? Come on now. Guess I'll go this way. Probably. Oh, no, stop. Guess we're driving in circles. Or not. Well, that is quite unfortunate. Ooh, no collisions. Alright, maybe we'll get it this time. Okay, I need to not crash then. Car crashes do damage you if you crash at enough speed. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, we're drunk again. So here we're supposed to have a shipment of alcohol, like whiskey from Canada or whatever. But everyone is dead and there's a bunch of cops with guns. And instead of raining it snows now. Okay. Oh god. That's not nice. I can't see shit. Is he dead? He's dead, yeah. I guess there are some triggers on this map which change the weather pattern. I guess I hit one of those triggers and now the snow is long. Because the snow is simply made as disguised rain. That's actually taken from another mod called Sweet Winter mod. That's a fake.
You got debated.
You got debated? I'm gonna kill one of my friends
They're
here.
all dead! What? Truck crew, out there in the back, they wasted them.
What? What about Sam? You see him?
No, I didn't see him, but the barn was locked. He might be in there.
We ain't leaving without him. Let's go back and get him.
Yeah, exactly. This is GTA Definitive Edition.
Barn door. Okay, let's go.
The reason why I killed one of my friends there is so that police keeps a voice line. Okay,
Down a little.
so the snow is finished, so no more weather for now, even though you hear the rain. Unfortunately, I'm slow. Oh, also the FOV got stuck. Because I guess I was in a dialogue or something. Hopefully Polly doesn't die here. Because he's kinda going by himself. That's a fake? Please no.
Got debated.
Where is he? Alright, let's get to the save over here. Then I can fix the FOV. Well, maybe keep it like this. It's gonna be like this until change of map, I guess. Gonna clip in, so it's easier to pick them off. They're not solid right now. Okay. Die. Let's jump. You just killed Sam. Hold on, let me go ahead and fix the FOV. Oh god, no. Oh no. What is this? Well, the FOV is fixed. I can't say the same for the rain. Not as good a jump this time. If you jump at the right time, you get the momentum of the jump, so you end up further back. But in any case, you still keep the animation, which is cool. Now a couple of cop cars spawn and we just kill them. We can rapid fire, even with a shotgun, which is supposed to have a very slow fire rate. The easiest way is to simply crouch and walk backwards and jump, spam jump. Okay. Mini Tommy with mini sword. The sword is an unused weapon which actually does a lot of damage, but usually we just use guns anyway. The range should be fixed. No, I guess it's not. And invisible. Works every time. If I click the camera button here, the one that changes camera in a car, then it makes me invisible, because for some reason I'm kind of counted as being in a car, but also not. That's a real suicide. And invisible. Car is low this time. We don't like it when it's slow. There's 3 cars to kill, and the spawn of each depends on when the previous one was killed. So if they're slow, then it just slows the whole thing down. That's a fake. I don't know where I'm shooting. Okay. This is a very slow chase. Usually they're faster than this. Let's check the rain. Okay, the rain is nice now. I'll take this. I think this is closer. So I'll take that, especially since I'm given a slow car for this. So I guess I take the fair play route from here. They're scripted to speak, so they'll speak even when dead. I think I actually matched the voices to what characters say those lines, but I'm not 100% sure. Quick braking, I guess I'll brake at the end over here. Oh, braked for the cop car. And that was very quick. Probably need to talk to him. When can I talk to him?
Hello, Vince. I guess you know why I'm here.
Right. What can you do? I knew what happened.
What do you got for me?
Oh yeah, Ralph is just doing his dialogue over there while I'm over here. Can kinda hear him.
Code 1911 should be enough, but here's a sort of as well. Sicily,
You only have to listen to him in like the first few missions. Then you don't have to sit there and listen.
everyone knows the deal. Unfortunately, this is the perfect situation to use it. It's got a short range, but it covers a lot of real estate. You can't miss.
I never thought that I'd meet a Sicilian tradition like this.
Okay.
They changed the locks a bit, but it had no problem.
Need to take the master over here. I'm just gonna talk to him. Because I need to do stuff. So, get rid of some of this stuff over here. Show 6. Okay. Because if the garage gets too full, then I'll accidentally get rid of cars that I don't want to get rid of while spamming enter or space or whatever. So we don't want that. So Ometa, we're supposed to go talk to an informant up in Chinatown and then one down at the art gallery, and then we're supposed to go find the guy and beat him up for information, all to find a consigliere who has run away with the account books and sold us out to the cops. I'm not going to talk to the two informants. I'm going to go directly to the third guy that I'm supposed to beat up. Of course, he hasn't spawned yet, because I haven't done all the stuff before. But there's a nice thing about explosions, and that is that they can damage actors even when they haven't spawned, even when they're inactive. And if I damage him with an explosion, it counts as me beating him up. And that was already enough of an explosion, so I don't even need to blow up a car. Thank you. Normally I would just get a car and blow it up near him. But those explosions actually did the job perfectly. Yeah, I've calculated. I think another round that I did, we had like a nearest actor explodes near there, so we had another nice explosion.
like I'm at the right place.
Here, if you drive to
Jesus, that was close.
a fairly precise spot, then your car just gets launched in the air by the cutscene, and it's hilarious, but it loses a lot of time, especially when doing this sequence break, because we don't get the save in between. Oh no! Stop flipping my car! Where's the other one? Ow. I'm gonna see if I can unflip it. Need more speed. Bring it against the sidewalk. Please don't crash into it. Thank you. Ow. Don't crash into me either. Stop. I'm trying to do a thing. Oh no, no, I walked into him. Ah, that hurts. That is quite unfortunate. I would have definitely been able to get away, especially since the engine was already on. I made sure to turn it on before exiting. Phones. Right, so here, I guess I'll do the usual way we do this. Oh yeah, that's phones. Don't phones too much or he's gonna run me over. I guess I can blow this up, sure. It's not a particularly fast one, but it works probably well enough as a bomb. One shot. Hippie Mobile is no more. The cops know a shot apparently, so now they want to shoot me. Gangsters up here, I tried to have them spawn in a car, so maybe they would chase after you, but they don't do that. If I spawn them in a car, they just aim out the window and they just stand there and try to shoot you from there without driving. They got my tire. I think my car gets repaired in this cutscene anyway. So the tire won't matter. Besides, I think it's a front tire. The back tires are the really bad ones.
Jesus, that was close. They must be worried about Frank if they're driving him around in an armor-plated car. Well, I'll follow them and see where they're headed.
Ooh, hunt posting. So much traffic there. Honk posting also repairs my car in case it ever gets damaged. As an unintended side effect. Fly to the airport, I wouldn't be able to do that. Oh god. Oh god. It's fine. Right. Let's fly to the airport. Good enough. Do I have a gun out? I have a sword. Okay, nice. It's very good to be able to kill this guy early so I can take his Thompson. Some of the civilians are really in the way. Explosions don't damage me if if my controls are locked, so I think one of the civilians exploded there, or a corpse maybe. Corpses do still count as actors, so they can explode by nearest actor explode. Still this truck, better than walking. That's a fake. I need to know where I'm going. Okay. You got debated? Ow. The recoil on the Thompson is pretty heavy, but it's very easy to control. You just pull the mouse down like you would in Counter-Strike, except you don't also pull the... Except you don't also pull the crosshair down. Crosshair will stay on target. So cops may spawn here. In fact, they likely will. Yeah, I can hear them. They have shotguns, so I need to be kinda careful, I guess. Oh, they lost me. Okay. I'll take that. I'll shoot my tire here. Oh god. I guess I'm not gonna be taking this truck or these cars. I shot my tire there because I was gonna do like a 180, but not anymore. Where are these cops? I guess they're not... Oh, they left the cars here, so I'll take those, I guess. Hello? Okay. Shooting the back tires makes it easy to do this 180 and then another 180 later. What car is it? Okay. Guess I can take that for the memes. Can I enter this? Yeah. Hello, sir. Okay. Sure. Let's take this car. Why not? I'm probably not a 1930s car, but good enough anyway. And this is one of a few unused car models that are in the game. Unfortunately, these do not save in the garage, so even though I'll take it there, it's not gonna save. And it is not faster than the prototype I have, I don't think at least. The shadow is wrong, there are no sounds. It doesn't have a name either. Oh god. Dash 2 brakes. At least we get to see first person camera on foot here. Right here.
Frank didn't lie. The briefcase with the account books was in the safe box. There's no problem getting it.
Oh god. I need to fix that. Oh no. I don't want to take a break. I'll be fine without a break. Okay. Why is it in fourth? Okay. Only cop cars we'd wanted? This may crash the game, by the way. Because so many cop cars, sometimes that it just crashes. They also count towards the traffic limit, so you get patches when all of them are following me and there's no one spawning in front, which is nice. I'm gonna go from the back door here. Oh god. Hit the sidewalk. Gonna go from the back door because as long as they're not seeing me, I can exit. I can exit the mission. It's much easier to do that from the back door.
Luckily,
I'm visiting rich people. I'm gonna do the old strat of taking the car now.
I still gotta go to Vincenzo's to get a heater.
So I park the car there. I'll trigger the dialogue with Vincenzo, but before he starts I'm gonna punch him. Oh god. That punch exploded late. And then I'm gonna get into the car and it counts as if I had already seen the dialogue. That's the only place where that works. And it's because of how the triggers are set up. So the reason why that punch exploded late is because when you punch, or when you commit some kind of offense, usually punching or running over, stuff like that, there's somewhat of a timer that that starts. And I'm not 100% sure what determines how much time there is, but until the timer runs out, you're not cleared of that offense, according to the police manager. Now, police will only react if they actually see you do it, but the police manager system will still count you as having committed that offense, and so because I triggered the explosion for the punch when committing the offense, or when the timer for committing the offense is not 0, that makes it so that the punch can explode late if the effect triggers late. Let's see if I'm able to bring this car back. Don't like how it flips all the time. Oh god, no. That's not nice. Not with Want Estate. Oh god, the frame rate. Stop. God damn it. Ooh, no collisions. Imagine you're driving and you see a car coming at you and then it just passes through you. That's how every one of these guys feels. Evening, Chief.
Evening, Chief. Let's get moving.
Great. So where are we going? So, you can open any safe in the country, right?
Almost every one, Chief.
Why am I
How did you
wanted?
learn that trick?
My grandpa was in a business. It's inherited. The safes keep getting better, so a fella has to keep up with the times.
That's fake.
Some of the
That's
safes
fake.
around these days are pretty tricky.
You got jebaited.
He got debated. It's supposed to be a 50-50. I notice it's quite often a fake. So I don't know if that's a bug with Waffle's bot and how it picks effects. It shouldn't be on my end. These cops are gonna be a problem up here. Because while I can still trigger the next part, I really don't want them to arrest me. Because if they lock my controls, then my controls are gonna stay locked in the next part. Look at all those chickens. It looks like they're being slow anyway.
Okay, we're here. Can you open it, Salvatore?
I'll try, Chief.
You don't see me. Drive along. So here it's a stealth mission. We're supposed to sneak into this guy's villa.
There you go, Chief.
Oh god. Okay, it's fine. So we're supposed to sneak. That's why we're bringing our car in. Nobody will notice this. So the idea is that the car is supposed to be teleported outside right after the load. But if I am spamming the mouse button, I will start exiting the car before it gets teleported. And while I'm exiting the car, it's impossible for the car to be moved at all. I would like to run over this guy before he blows me up, thank you. He's not dead. Oh god. This is gonna be kind of annoying. Turn. Good enough. Where's the shotgun? There. Only have 4 shots. Should be enough. The guy is not coming. That's Rio. Guy's not coming. Okay. Okay.
Drop me off at home. I live across the stadium, a little ways from where you picked me up.
Oh god. Why? Okay. We can go. You can make these cars swerve off the road if you honk your horn here, because they're going down here, so they're going faster than they're supposed to. And I guess that's Pezzo Explode one over right there. Those pads definitely exploded. want to avoid overdoing it because it damages my engine. Ow. Oh, this repairs my car, so it's fine.
Thanks a lot. I hope it'll be a little cooler next time, but I almost crapped my pants.
I hope so too. Get some shut-eye.
Oh, god damn it. I'll repair this. Let's go. I still have quick braking, so I'm being careful not to brake. But I can use the handbrake and it's fine. Alright, I'll have guns. There's a cop car behind me, so I need to throw that away. Alright, great deal. So, in this mission, there's a big shootout
I must have forgotten something.
that I'm essentially not gonna do by
There isn't time.
clipping in here, blowing up a couple cars with these. Okay.
I must have forgotten something.
Most of the enemies that appear in this shootout are stored here,
I still gotta go do something.
and actors are damaged by explosions, so I killed them all by exploding a couple cars here.
I must have forgotten something. I still got some work to do.
More explosions, because why not? That one is unnecessary. Now, some of them actually spawned here, because they're triggered by the other guys dying. But they're not supposed to have spawned yet. Gonna pick up some grenades. It's kinda hard to hit them though. Okay. Alright, once again, more inactive actors are down here on the bottom floor. And they are damaged by explosions, so we're gonna make some explosions. No, stand there? Okay. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, so all enemies are dead. More explosions. These guys just die in a cutscene. And we can pick up the truck and go. The truck with all the whiskey or whatever. There's some weird collisions because the cars that were exploded have teleported, and so there's like immovable cars that we're colliding with. Same over there. And now there's a car chase with a bunch of enemies, but I'm gonna go back and manipulate them to enter their car as quickly as possible. and begin the car chase. And as soon as the car turns red on the radar, I'm going to reload, and this time I'm gonna kill them. Ow.
Get in for Christ's sakes. We can't hang around.
Alright, now this is the car that was supposed to be chasing me before I reloaded the checkpoint. For some reason it still has the AI's acceleration and handling boost, because the AI likes to cheat. So we use that cheat for our own gain. Now the car is faster and easier to handle than it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, the maximum speed of the car is still unchanged. Still the same that it would be normally. Ow! Thanks a lot. Even though the car is heavily damaged, because it's so boosted with the AI driving boost, it's still gonna go at a decent speed. Even though the wheel is wobbly and the engine is smoking. Smoke on the engine disappears when you go over something like 30 or so. I guess they thought the particles were too ugly to keep.
Oh! You want to get me killed?
Almost there.
You want to pay attention?
Because these AI-driven cars also get a much lower center of mass, they're very easy to get back on their wheels if they flip.
Okay.
Don't run me over. Right, next mission. Bon appetit, we have another nice shootout over here, and I think we have gangsters, but they spawned out of bounds. They always spawn 10 meters north and 10 meters east, so they spawn somewhere in there.
Tommy, I'm really looking forward to this. Pepe is a native Sicilian, and above all, a fantastic chef. Whenever I feel like a specialty from back home, I go to him. Wait till you try his cheeses. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Luigi's a great cook, but Pepe is a real master, a maestro.
Okay, we're gonna teleport to a neighborhood that doesn't exist and just fall out of bounds. Yeah, that neighborhood is not on this map.
Tommy, I'm really looking forward to this. Pepe is a native Sicilian, and above all, a fantastic chef. Whenever I feel like a specialty from back home, I go to him. Wait till you try his cheeses. Forget about it. Luigi's a great cook, but Pepe is a real master, a maestro.
A maestro, ow. An actor that's in a car cannot be damaged by an explosion, so that explosion doesn't damage me, but it will make my engine slower. Considerably slower, in fact. Upcoming over here is one of the most stringent police checks in the whole game. I cannot pass this, or I cannot get this checkpoint if the cops are seeing me or are onto me but not necessarily seeing me. The only way I can pass it is if I don't have any cops on me, or if they are confused and not seeing me at the same time. So here's a shootout. We're gonna fire a bunch of shots. Take this guy's Thompson. And become mini, I guess. Ow. Come out. Is that all of them? Yeah. Okay, good enough. Move. Oh. Yeah. Random music picks a random soundtrack out of... I don't remember how many choices there are. Most of them are not removed for the MCA, but I guess this... Oh, never mind, it's this one. So we do have music playing now. A couple of them are DMCA, so they're removed. Oh no, don't. It's fine. Apparently I was braking, so the car didn't go all the way. So here I'm gonna trigger this next checkpoint and then walk to the left, so I spawn out of bounds. I kill some guys that I'm supposed to kill later. Skipping having to like wait for the dialogue and then jump to the window and do the shootout with that guy.
Something for one use, because we don't know how it's going to work out.
Normally you're not supposed to stand inside another actor, but because he did an animation to get there, it's fine. Where's my master? Over there. Need to wait for him to sit down, and then I can go. Okay, I'm definitely taking this one. It's not faster, but we will take the Keiko car. Ow. It ran me over. So this car is actually not unused in the console version of the game, but it is unused on the PC version. It's called the Bigfoot. There's a version with the US flag and the version without. I can't see. Okay. It sucks that there's no car sounds for these unused ones. Can you not be in the way? Thank you. Alright, we're almost there. This could probably go over the wall, but whatever. I'm gonna do a thing here. So here we're supposed to change our clothes. Another hitman like... Oh, that is not good. Am I gonna fail here? I may fail here because there's a fail trigger. Maybe I don't. We'll see. I'm gonna be Jesus and walk on water with that aforementioned infinite jump glitch. This skips a frisk animation that's gonna play there. And now I'm gonna spawn dead here. But I can reload the checkpoint and I'm alive. Because logic. The water insta-kills in this game, but not if you're Jesus jumping on it. Oh god. Nice. I do a heavy punch and pump crouch so that the heavy punch animation keeps getting repeated and we do more damage. I also punched the target through the door because logic. Spinning Tommy, he is technically spinning here. He's not visually spinning, but if he were to like hold out a gun, you could see turn like this. You can also not get it's also hard to get some prompts because for an interaction I have to like be facing towards it, and if I'm spinning I'm only facing towards it a fraction of the time. Also shooting, I can only shoot when I'm facing forward. Now we're properly spinning. Come on. Oh, I didn't do the dialogue. Oops. Oops. No. That's a fake.
You got jebaited.
Lucky bastard, this is one of the longer missions in the game, but a fair amount of driving as well. But it does have some nice amount of checkpoints in between. So it's not as bad as, say, your ordinary routine. Moonlighting. Or phones.
So you want to talk to Sergio? As soon as I kill him, get the car wait for you.
I interact with the phone both from outside. I can just get in.
The guy you hit wasn't Sergio. Sergio wasn't there today.
Ah,
Now we're in shit.
Juan Castillo. See if we can lose them with phones. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Hippie mobile again. I'll pass on that. Alright, let's go. Look at all those chickens. They're not supposed to be jittery like that. They are for the same reason that first-person camera is. It's really annoying.
Here it is. Let's have a look.
Invisible car, sure. Just exit it and becomes visible. Yeah. Guy's just having a smoke here. I have to wait for him. If I don't, I just fail. Good collision. Explosive punches. Don't think I'm gonna punch anything right now. Maybe I'll see if I can punch someone. There's nobody around. Nope. I'll load the checkpoint here. This manipulates bridge RNG once again. So I can rest assured that when I get to the bridge that I need to get to, with usual timing, it will be down. Although with the Mafia I might get there earlier, so it may not be. Ghost Rider I will pass on. Ghost Rider explodes any car that I've been in during the effect, at the end of the effect. As well as giving it fire particles. Meaning that car will be doomed in 90 seconds. Because I like this car, I want to keep it, I'm going to skip that. This is actually hitting the car, I think because I'm going too fast. The bridge is... Is it going down or is it going up? It's going down, okay. So it's down. Being careful with cops here.
Stop in that parking lot.
Ooh.
Men in black, that's them.
Hold on. I'll take that. Just teleport right to where I need to go. There's supposed to be a sick song playing during this, but it's the MCA. Nitroglycerin, I need to not crash. Okay, so we're chasing Sergio Morello, that's like the brother of the enemy Don. We're gonna chase him all the way to the docks and we're gonna kill him there. Once again, looking backwards so traffic doesn't spawn in front of me, or it's less likely to spawn. It's particularly important right now because if he dodges to the right here, he can fall under the ground. Whew, thank God he didn't. Slow down, I don't like that. Oh god, that crash didn't speed me up. Oh, oops. Okay, my thinking was I have nitroglycerin, I'm gonna Well, no, my thinking was I have slowed down a little. I'm gonna crash into that pole so it cancels the effect. But I also had nitroglycerin. Whoops. Fonce. Right, let's fonce. I need to not get too far ahead of him, otherwise it counts as me losing him. Bolt left traffic I'm not sure I like here because it's more traffic density. Looks like it's fine for now. This is one of those times when like compass disappears would actually do something, because then I wouldn't be able to see him on the map, so I wouldn't know how far away he is from me, unless I can actually see him. But with even a quick save, it looks like we're fine here. Windows sound. Always happens. Ow. Thanks a lot. Luckily I was going sideways. They spawn on the north, south, east, west axis. So if I go sideways I can like kinda miss them. Otherwise I just crash head first into them. Blow up those barrels, that kills a bunch of enemies in the area, and it also frees up Thompson that I can pick up. Ow. Right here. If this thing runs me over from the front, it's an insta-kill, so I need to be careful with that. Sword I'll throw out for now. I'm gonna fire some shots. And that was the guy I was supposed to kill. This clip is finicky because it's a double wall that I need to clip though. God damn it. Something like this. There we go. I'll hit the trigger. And we can go. Can steal any car here, preferably a faster one. Did I enter it? I don't know. No, I didn't. Okay. Or maybe I exited it. Yeah. Alright, next one. Let's see, creme de la creme. In this mission we killed the enemy Dawn. You can actually kill Rolf and Luigi, that's the car guy and the bar guy, in this mission without failing the mission, as you normally would. But you need to do so with like one-shots.
Well, I think 600 shots per minute from an old time.
Otherwise the gangsters will aggro.
At the same time, you could stick to the ancient.
Of course, they get Thompsons, I get this thing. Let's see, I would rather have a Falconer, but I guess I'll take one of these. We need a 4-door car for this, so we're gonna be nice and slow. Just kidding, I changed my mind, I'm gonna go back. Oh god. I'm gonna go back and pick up a faster car now that we've hit the trigger. Guess I'll leave it here. As long as it's a 2-seater, it works. And even though Tommy doesn't quite fit in the car, it's fine. It's like Mr. Bean driving from on top of his car. Same thing. Oh, no, I don't want to go this way. Gonna hold the shotgun with my right hand and point with my left hand. He's like aiming at the shotgun at his head. Don't do it. Once again, it's a car chase, so I need to make sure he doesn't get too far away from me, or rather that I don't get too far ahead of him. Sicilian roulette, yeah. With a double barrel shotgun, yep. Can't fonce right now. Get too far away from them. Ah, broken gearbox? Okay, it's fine. I have enough speed with this guy anyway. So here I need to rely on Paulie to actually hit the guy and kill him. Ooh, first try, let's go. Sometimes it can take minutes. Well, it can never happen. Yep, and Polly was in my car even though he wasn't there earlier. He just gets there to the load. And I aim. This effect changes my shooting stats to something like 0.5, so my shots will be completely inaccurate. Since I'm not shooting anything right now, it shouldn't matter. That poly first try was really, really good.
Slow down a little.
Slow down a little so my car is lower. Unless I like crash into a wall or something. But that would of course require time. I'm also slower at walking. And next up we've got election campaign, where we're supposed to like kill a politician guy. Walk during the fade out there, or the black screen, so I can catch this cycle before he starts an animation.
Hey, you got some heavy-duty gear for me, Vincenzo?
You need to pick this guy off in the distance, right? So I dug out the best weapon for you. The military trains by mounting a sight on this standard rifle, so you put on it. I got hold of Wilson Advanced rifle. It's produced here, but the Russians upgraded it to a marksman's rifle. It's a good, precise weapon.
It looks interesting. I hope it works.
Oh, I wonder which one that was. Hopefully not a good one.
Ain't that the truth? Thanks.
I'm not sure. I think there was a Guardian tailplane. And my muscle isn't there, so it's fine.
Thanks, Rob.
Ow. Want to be able to see. Having cops here doesn't matter that much. I killed this guy. And then I hide his body in a cutscene here. That way some cops later don't spawn. Oh, a teleport. I think I'm fine, because I think my position gets set here. Yeah, my position gets set, so teleport didn't work. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in with the sniper. So when this checkpoint starts, now I'm invisible. course, the enemies can still see me, sadly. And while I'm in this invisible state, my aim is like all over the place. But it's a nice glitch, which I can undo by simply scoping with the sniper again. Okay, that probably doesn't do much. Okay, nice YOLO. That's a fake.
You got jebaited.
Okay. Now there's some dogs here, which I really don't want to kill. And it looks like they live. Doggos live. No doggos were harmed. But those dogs are in random positions and they are aggressive. They will attack on sight. And the aim, well, that doesn't matter anymore. That's a fake.
You got jebaited.
Can I make this? Probably not. They need to not be seeing me in order for me to enter here. There we go. And just for relaxation, somewhat of an annoying mission. This was scripted by a different guy, with respect to like, as opposed to like the rest of the game. And so it's scripted like shit. It's like full of softlocks and stuff. Casual players softlock on this all the time. It's really badly done. Of course, that's not an issue here. I punch him to get this dialogue a bit earlier.
Yeah, I like it. Looks pretty good. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Vincenzo. Yeah, okay. You can do that. Thanks, Ralphie.
We need a photo. And now they need to like get over here. Wanted won't matter here. Alright, so here is a sequence break, which saves I think somewhere between 2 and 2.5 minutes of whatever all stats we used to do before we knew wall clipping. The idea is we're supposed to like go to a place, drop off one of our guys, then go to the docks magnets. Go to the docks. Follow a truck, steal the truck, unload it, and then bring it back to the dock. That's a lot of things to do. So instead, I'm just gonna go to the dock. I'm gonna go to the port. I have this. There's this V on the wall here. I'm going to roll into here and penetrate the V, and we have the truck that we need to steal here. The guy inside is inactive, but because he's in a car, I can shoot him and still kill him. So I can take his papers and take the truck. And now the hard part is that I need to hit a trigger over here without hitting a fail. Right here, by smashing into this hedge, and I missed it. Hit the trigger, but I may get the fail here. Let's see. Nah, we failed. Because the guys saw the body. I need to reload from the menu, otherwise the truck is stuck. Oh god. We're gonna try this again. Up to the V. That's a real suicide. For once. We got a few. Oh god. This skip is fairly annoying because the trigger that I need to hit, it's like I'm like just barely in range. So I need to kind of hit it at a good angle so that I bounce in the right way. Natural glycerin, so I'm not gonna crash. So do the same again, take out the guy. Okay, we got the trigger correctly this time. So we should be able to get to the next map before the fail. In this map specifically, getting something like a quick save would be able to would allow a skip where I just reload the quick save and I immediately go to the next map, because the quick save, or loading the quick save, doesn't initialize the crates correctly. So in particular it will break a trigger and allow me to exit without even grabbing the crate that I'm supposed to grab. I entered this warehouse backwards so I don't trigger a dialogue, and I carry the crates while going backwards and to the right. That's S and D, because it's faster than going forwards for some reason. I also load them on the truck through the wall. The mechanics of that are kind of weird. Essentially, if I am dropping a crate while I'm facing a vehicle, then the crate will teleport to the closer of two locations, either where it was picked up from or where its destination is. And because I'm near the truck and I'm facing the truck, the crate teleports, and since the destination is on the truck, it teleports to the truck itself. Oh, apparently I dropped a couple crates here. In that case I need to get them away from the truck, otherwise the closer destination is where they were picked up, which is on the ground. Going slow here is kind of annoying. Why are they not going up? I can't see anything. Now the crates are like very annoying, and even the developers knew that. In the mission scripts, every function that refers to crates starts with the prefix fucking box. I guess the devs really didn't like them. Can you go in? This is not supposed to be hard. There we go. I guess I parked the truck too far back. I try to kill as many of these guys here as I can, and they apparently explode as well. That's because they will chase me in this next part. And I killed all but one. Ooh. Hold on. Die. Thank you. Come on, get in.
Okay, we're going.
Oh, we're not taking a break because the teleport actually locks and unlocks my controls. So in particular it undoes the break. It only does that when I'm in a car though. And the reason is because if I try to teleport a car that's moving, the coordinates will get completely fucked over. And you'll teleport to like 20,000 something. So I need to stop the car. So what I do is lock the controls, stop the car, wait half a second, and then teleport the car. Right, train per type. We are in the second to last mission, but make no mistake, this is one of the longest, it's probably the longest mission in the game. Probably gonna take about 20 minutes on this one. It's long. The first part is like a 5-minute train ride. Unskippable, completely unskippable. Pushing him doesn't make this faster for now, because the train is on a set timer, but it makes it less likely to miss the train. If he misses the train, it's a big problem. Here I'm uphill, so it's like impossible to push him. All these pedestrians in the way are worrying though, because they will get in police way. Oh no 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 no! Ow! Well, I guess that takes care of the pedestrians. Don't like my health. This level is the dev's way of saying, hey, we have a train mechanic. And by the way, if I throw charged punches at Paulie from the front, he can do these animations where he gets like scared or something. Nice car.
So how's everything going?
Aside from the last few jobs, pretty boring. Of course, my kid keeps things interesting.
You know, I actually envy you. Gotta find a dame and start making babies.
Normally, actors' necks have a limit to how far they can turn, but apparently not in the train.
Problem is, I don't know how to do anything else.
And sometimes his head will even go upside down.
Change.
Everybody imagines the adventures and dough they see in movies. There's nothing about the born deal making. Always having to negotiate deals with people, and they can't make notes of anything because of the cops.
Oh god.
I have to remember all of them. Ain't 20 no more.
It's fine.
Starting to forget. Sometimes I don't know who promised me what I want, and as a result, someone always messes with me, and I lose out on the dough. It just pisses me off.
Well, we still have the excitement.
Oh, that's the worst. Nothing happens for 6 months. You start to get lazy, and suddenly, boom, some action. Whole thing ain't worried something might happen to us.
So what are we supposed to do?
This will be our last
Rigged.
Be enough to get me a pizzeria someplace or something.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute.
The body's supposed to be random. I'm not 100% sure that it's actually random, but if it's not, then you'll have to take it up with Wafu. No, my side of the mod is not quite perfect, but good enough. The RNG for which effects to pick in the chat voting is on the TwitchBot side. Oh, Minnie told me this actually makes the train small as well, which is hard to see, but it is a small train. Oh god. What are you looking at? And it can make it hard for him to exit it as well, which can be an issue. We'll see if it is or not. No, he doesn't like the gangsters. He should be fine. We'll see if he's able to exit the train.
Get ready. We're getting off here.
That's a real suicide, and that's another train ride, I guess. Well, that's gonna take a bit. Explosive punches. Come here. Fuck you. It's pretty cool, yeah. Ooh. Okay.
How's everything going?
Aside from the last few jobs, pretty boring. Of course, my kid keeps things interesting.
You know,
I love you,
start
man.
making babies. When I look at my life, I don't seem to be doing much. Going out to the parties, I'm getting pretty bored with it. Problem is, I don't know how to do anything else.
I think most people would like to change.
Everybody imagines the adventures and all they see in movies. It's nothing about the whole deal making.
And next up, don't bend that way.
People, they can't make notes of anything because of the cops. So I have to remember all of it. I ain't 20 no more, and I'm starting to forget. Sometimes I don't really promise me what, who I like what, and as a result,
Oh, his head flashed upside down.
who's out on the go. It just pisses me off.
Well, we still have the excitement.
Oh, that's the worst. Nothing happens for 6 months. You start to get lazy, and suddenly, boom, some action. Don't think ain't worried something might happen to us.
So what are we supposed to do?
This will be our last big job.
Oh yeah, Zoom Out is overwritten by Drunk Tommy.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute.
False. He'll look away soon enough, I guess.
Los Angeles.
Oh god. The big train now. Ooh, nice. Well, he's looking away. That's a fake.
You got evaded.
Oh.
Get ready. Get over here.
Alright, are we able to get out without getting stuck here? Okay, yeah. Nice big train. Alright, weather gang. Push him on the left part of the sidewalk because that one is slightly downhill, so it's easier to push him from here. Don't. Can't. Have guns. Ooh. Quick save, okay.
So this is it. Ain't too big, it ain't too small. Let's take a look inside.
Alright. Finally at the bank.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
You're gonna need to ask if I take out $5. Okay. Start here with
I probably shouldn't do that. Normally I would punch him a bunch to kinda make him walk back a bit and make him kind of go towards the exit. But I probably shouldn't do that in Chaos Mod.
right is a staircase down to the safe. Upstairs to the office. You have the keys go straight to the safe. Otherwise you have to get them somewhere upstairs. Downstairs that would be more security guards. Definitely with the door. Keep everything in check upstairs. Downstairs there's a large safe which you gotta unlock. You just gotta get the dough and get out. That's everything. Good. Let's go. Better get out of here.
Oh god. Wow.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day. Yes, please. Take out $5. Okay. Start here with the wall. You want to hear it shout that it's a raid. Those two cars will probably just give up. The heroes liquidate. As soon as they're out of the way, you gotta get the keys to the safe. What's that supposed to mean? That's it. I'm through with this bag. We walk through that door by the counter. You have to get the key. The door leads to a corridor.
And goodbye.
Bank is connected to the security.
That's fake.
Cars can't get
You
in.
got evaded.
That means we'll have 5 minutes from the time we get in to do everything and then disappear. We'll need some wheels. Stupid to get a car from Ralphie. So tell Salieri. We'll have to get a good fast set of wheels, Tommy. For you, that shouldn't be a problem.
No, it shouldn't. I think Lucas would know of something.
Okay. Try to get something fast. Need it. Guess they won't just let us leave. Even if we get out of the bank in time, we'd still meet the cops in the city.
But how you want to deal with them?
I do a bad joint right home. That's Palmero Club right on the board.
Great.
Still a little found with guns. I have my own stuff. You know, I need to get some kind of heat. I think I know a place where you can pick one up.
Where's that?
Slow down a little.
It's probably best to go by train. Get on here and then go to Hoboken. Get over to Central Hoboken Station. Go in the direction from which you came by the train to the nearest crossroads. On the elevated railway, there's a road. Follow that and turn left at the next road. You'll see an old movie house called the Twister. At the side entrance, you'll find Yellow Pete Shop. Tell him I sent you. You should have something.
I'll do that now. I'll get some weapons, then the car, then I'll stop by your place.
Yeah, pull it in front of the building and I'll give over. Jana's always locking the door. Down and we'll go. I'll see you later.
Huh. 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 It's gonna take a bit. That's fine. Because we changed map, yeah. So here we have some currency. We have to get a decent car. We're hoping for a Lassiter, but can't. We're hoping for a Lassiter, but a right will do. And this is a right over here. Minimum speed limit. I'm gonna drop this car. It's gonna explode in 20 seconds because it's not going fast enough. And I'll take a new one. Oh, a Lassiter. Okay. Ow. So here I'm gonna knock on this door. Then see if I can... I have guns. See if I can clip in. I knock on the door because otherwise these guys don't spawn and the triggers don't work. Oh, god damn it.
I don't like doing business under pressure. Know what I mean? Okay. So, what brings you here?
Paulie, sir. Need some weapons.
Right. Paulie. Yeah, I know him. At least I think I know him. That short, moody guy, right?
You could say that.
Still working for Salieri?
Yeah.
Well, give that old goomba my regards.
Sure. Anyway, the weapons.
Sure. Yeah, so what does Paulie need?
I guess I'll take a shotgun. Probably get rid of all this stuff.
That should be everything.
Great. I won't keep you from your work, son. Now you say hello to Paulie for me, huh?
Sure. Thanks.
Oh god, the head. If I'm spinning, I'm gonna have trouble clipping to this wall because rolling does this. Okay, I'm through. Okay, sure. That's fine. I'll take this. Ugh, lag. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna do a thing here. So you can still drive in reverse with one of these. Now, I don't need this car to go all the way to the bank. I can just bring it to Polly's apartment. Apparently I'm speeding in reverse. And now I honk the horn under his apartment and I can just steal a different car to go to the bank. I don't need to actually use the car that I came here with. There needs to be one that I can steal. This one I cannot. That. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now we go to the bank.
I love you, man.
Oh, frame rate. Like 40 FPS. Not sure what's dropping it. Okay, those guys didn't see me. Alright, we're here. Okay, well, we've passed the long checkpoint, you know, the long map without any checkpoints. There I need nobody to shoot there, otherwise I softlock. So from here I would say we are probably about 5 minutes away from finishing, so we will be quite a bit underestimate. So if the streamer is watching, I think the next streamer is Matt actually. You should probably go ahead and set up the next runner. Of course, depending on what effects we get from here to the end. Did I take the first kiss? I'm like 2 HP over here. Nice car. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be unable to bring this out. Alright, let's go. Alright. We're getting close. Almost at the end of this mission. I don't think I want to be there. Okay.
Okay, this is the place. We did it.
Ow.
We're loaded, Tom. We did it. It worked.
Looks like it. What now?
We'll change our clothes so they won't pick us up on the street. Put the dough in the
Hold on, let me message the streamer. There we go.
I'm looking forward to it.
Just in case. Alright, so last mission. So here I'm gonna clip out of the apartment, I'm gonna punch this guy and enter this car. And then drive away. So they are going to possibly take that car over there and start chasing me in it. As soon as the car turns red, I reload this checkpoint, and now the car should have the AI speed boost. And this is even faster than the one that we saw before in Great Deal. And the car, of course, keeps that speed boost, a boost to acceleration, handling, and lower center of mass. So it's a very nice, fast cop car. The additional benefit of being a cop car means that I can speed. I can go up to about 100 kilometers per hour without cops actually noticing me. Although if I do go any faster than that, they will see me. Only cop cars. Well, good thing we're not gonna be in the city anymore. Alright, so here wait before I skip the cutscene, otherwise there's a possibility of soft locking. I trigger a grenade there. How? What? How did he not die? Oh, okay, that's never happened before. Normally that grenade kills all those guys, so I can grab the Thompson and keep going, but Thompson guy didn't die, somehow. Where is it? Where's the Thompson? Ah! I'm spinning, I can't pick it up. Ah! Okay, spinning may be very bad here, because I can only shoot when I'm facing forward. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Oh yeah, also the two soundtracks will get overlapped here, because I'm going too fast and not killing all the enemies. Ow. Ow. I don't think I need a car right now. I just have a bunch of shots to fire. Even though the objective says to kill all the bastards, it's really unnecessary to kill any of them. None of them need to die. We kill the ones that are in the way. I'm gonna grab a grenade from... I'm gonna take a break. Now I'm gonna grab a grenade from this guy's body. And I'm gonna throw the grenade right over there. That's the final boss there, Sam. And a few shots should finish him. NA is a problem. Oh god. I'll try it, but it may not work. Because NA... yeah, look at this aim. Get ready on time, and time. That might not have been much of a warning, but good enough. That is Mafia Chaos Mod. Once again, if you want to play this game, you can find it on like Steam and GOG. If you want to play this mod, you can find it on Mafia category extensions on speedrun.com. And you can find it download there, as well as like OHKO mod and all that. I hope that was fun for everyone, both chat and anyone who wanted to pick effects, anyone who just wanted to sit around. I will go ahead and see end, and I will see you next time. Next one will be Tomb Raider by Kadaev.